Hi everyone, and welcome to Stamp with Angela. I'm Angela Palmer, and I'm excited to be here with you today to share some paper crafting, card making ideas to inspire you and help you with your paper crafting. So this is attempt number 2. We had no sound the first time. So can you let me know if you're able to hear me this time? So hi Linda, thanks for joining me. Can you hear me? That would be appreciated. I don't want to carry on if you're still having sound issues. Hi. So can you let me know, yes, you can hear, or no, you can't? That would be great. So I appreciate everyone being here today. I know some of you watch me live, and I appreciate you making the effort to join me live. And sometimes for many of you, you watch it later when it suits, and that's the great thing about these lives and the recordings. It is available later. Awesome. So it sounds like you can hear me this time. I'm not quite sure what the issue was last time. Actually, yeah, I think there might have been one little thing I needed to click on that I didn't, but yay, you can hear me now. So that's awesome. So thank you for being here today. And yeah, if you've got any comments or questions, please feel free to ask them as we go, and I'll do my best to answer them. And if I miss those questions and things or comments, I will have a look over them afterwards as well. So last week I shared with you the beautiful butterflies, and I showed you how you can make some beautiful cards with the stamp set, and we use the SIP techniques, stamp, ink and paper. And then I've been sharing those over my blog during the week and Facebook page. And then I sort of jazzed them up a bit and included some embellishments and ribbon as well. So just show you how you could do that. Now today I want to focus on part 2 of the beautiful butterflies, and I want to show you the dies. Now there's so many possibilities with this. I've only just had a little play, and there's so much more you can do. So I've only got a couple of examples to show with you, but there is so much more. So I hope you like what I've got to share with you today, but I'll give you some ideas from what you can see in the catalogue too. All right, so let's switch over to my desk. All right, so this is the mini catalogue, this one here, which is the January to April mini catalogue. And if you have a look at page 38, you will see the beautiful bouquet set. So here are some great ideas with the butterflies, both using stamps and the dies, some die cutting and embossing. And then this is what you have here in the bouquet. What is it? What's it called? Beautiful. No, where's the paper? Can't see the paper. Beautiful bouquet papers. Now I haven't used these today. I do have them, but I have actually used my Sale-A-Bration paper. So it's this very bright paper here, the Bloom Impressions. So some are very busy and very colourful. We've got, you know, purples and oranges and yellows and pinks and things, and then the other sides, sometimes they're sort of monochromatic as well. So I wanted to use these papers with the cards, but they would also look quite stunning with these ones as well. So if you get it as a bundle, you get the stamps, dies, and also an embossing folder. So I've got the embossing folder here. Oops. So you can use it, it's kind of hard to see with the video, you can use it to emboss and create a background, and you can also hybrid embossing, which means the die actually fits inside here and you can cut it out, and I'll show an example of that. And then you've got the standalone dies, which I have buried. Where are they? So I'll just show you here, move this out the way. Here is, so I've die cut this shape, but I've also embossed it at the same time. So that's how that works. And then the dies themselves are here. So you actually get 2 sheets of dies. And what I like to do is photocopy them so I know how they all fit on, and then add a magnetic sheet, which I haven't done yet, and then they stay still. So the most, I've used this particular one a lot here, which gives you a lovely die cut butterfly on the front, which is this one here. So you could use this on its own, and you can also, if you want a bigger shape, cut around it, you can do that as well. We've got one here that's a butterfly shape that you can open up as a card. And hopefully as I do things, I'll show that as well. Plus, we've got little butterflies and dies for sentiments. You've got the little body part for the butterfly, and you'll see there's one big one. And then there are also a couple of little ones for the little bodies as well. And you can stamp and cut out. So remember the stamp set we had last week? You can stamp these butterflies and then cut them out too. You can also stamp. Last week, this is obviously not actual size, but last week we stamped a butterfly. We didn't cut anything out, but you can do that too, as well as the sentiments. So this particular bundle is quite amazing. Now, you could buy other things and spend $125 and get that stamp set for free with Sale-A-Bration, and then all you need to buy is it's called the hybrid embossing folder, but it means it's the embossing folder and the dies. There you can kind of see how it works. So let me make a card, and then we can always talk a little bit more about this afterwards. So I'm going to show you what I've got today. I need to put these out of the way without losing them. So I need that die, and I'm also going to use that, but I've pre-done it already, and I'm going to use that one as well. So what you can do is, with your embossing folder, is you can put the die inside like so, and it kind of clicks into place. Can you see that? Oops. And then you put your paper over the top, or cardstock rather, and close it. I just don't want to go too far to the right because there'll be a crease. And just make sure I can kind of see my butterfly. Then I bring up my machine, and for it to fit under the camera is going to be a bit tricky, so I'm going to have it like finish where you are. So because it's a 3D embossing folder, I've got my 1 plate, and then I've got my specialty 4 plate with this in the middle, okay? And I'm going to put, the closed side in first. So let's put that in and then put it through. Sorry, it's going to shake the table a bit because this is not a very supported table. Okay, and then let's see what happens. I've actually put it in upside down, but that's okay. So there we go. So it has die cut it out, and it has embossed as well as die cut. So you could sponge it, you could do it on colored paper, so it's already, ready to go. And then you've also got this bit here. So you could color it, and then you could actually set it back inside and even lift it up or something. Okay, but I love the way you can die cut and emboss at the same time. So I'm going to make a card today, and I'm not going to move my machine too far because I'll show you what we're going to make, but we're going to do it in a different color combination. So these are the cards that I've made. So this is kind of Daffodil Delight and Peach Pie, and this is Melon Mumbo, and I'm not sure what the other pink is. Okay. So I have used the designer series paper for Sale-A-Bration for my background and actually cut this out of it too. I have embossed my back piece, and then obviously got a body and stamped it as well. So I'm going to use this color. All right. So while my machine is here, because most of this is behind, I'm actually going to die cut my butterfly from this. That way I'm not wasting my paper. And, it makes a nice colorful butterfly. So because I am die cutting, I'm going to use a different combination. So I've got my 1, but I also need my 2. And then I need my 2 3 plates. And it's going to be sandwiched in the middle. So put that down, put that on. I know you can't see the machine, but it'll come out the other side in a minute. So I just want to put my butterfly sort of fairly much in the middle so that it doesn't go near the edges, because we don't want to show that it was die cut out. So let's take this through. Okay. Then if you've got one of these die brushes, that's quite a good way of getting all the bits out. Some of them are stuck, some of them haven't, but see them all drop out. I love using this. There is a mat for this, but sometimes I just use that and then pull it out. See, isn't that cool? So we're going to use that for our background. I'll get rid of these bits. And then we also need a white piece that we're going to put on the top, which has been embossed. Now, I'm not trying to line up my butterfly behind. I'm just getting a bit of texture. And so I want a piece that has got a reasonably biggish border so that I can see some of that design as well. So just remember which way your card is going. So our card is going to be a portrait. So I'm going to put my paper in that way. Sort of in the middle somewhere. And I need to change my plates again because now I'm embossing, not die cutting. Whoops. Oh, I banged my camera. I'll line you up again in a second. What have I done? All right. And let's put this through. So this is a fairly quick, easy card with a bit of die cutting. All right. And just a little bit of stamping. Whoops, I haven't quite lined up my plates and it's not going through, so I just need to line them up a bit better so we don't wreck my machine. Okay, coming through. So who likes die cutting? So last week's cards were, what's the word? Quite quick and easy, and it was just stamps and stuff, which was cool. But even these ones are die cutting, but it's not too hard to make. All right, so I've got my Blackberry Bliss card base, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on like so, and then this will go over the top. So you don't even know that I have cut that out, but why not make the most of, you know, that wasted space otherwise? Okay. I quite like this monochromatic kind of look, which is, I think the week before last, I did some cards using that paper. So I definitely made the most of the Sale-A-Bration papers and things. Okay, now I have glued this down. You could dimensionalize it if you want, but if anything, I want the butterfly just to kind of be a little bit up, the wings up. So I don't want too many layers or too thick. All right, so usually I go 1/2 centimeter less, whereas this is a centimeter difference, so that it works out 1/2 centimeter each side, you know, so there's a bit more of the patterned paper showing through. So here's my butterfly. Now it looks a bit weird like this, so to save time earlier, I cut out that, so that's going to go on the top like so. So you've got to work out where you want your butterfly. And then we just need sentiment and some sparkles and things. So I'm only going to glue in this middle bit. And make sure it kind of fits on the card. I'm not trying to line it up with the one that's there. See, my wings can kind of lift up. And I'm actually just going to put glue on there, because it's easier to put that down than try and put it on the back of it. Maybe a little bit more where the head will be though. Whoops, don't. It's white on white. It's hard to see if it actually came out. There we go. It did now. Okay. So that's kind of quite nice, that contrast, and it contrasts with our border as well. Yeah, and the good thing, like Linda has said, die cutting is so much easier than having to fussy cut things out. And obviously with this, we've got, you know, all the intricate bits inside the butterfly as well. All right, I'm just going to make a quick little thank you card. So I've just got scraps from what I cut around the edge, some Blackberry Bliss, and we'll stamp thanks. So if you ordered from me, oh, hang on a minute, that smudged slightly, last month or this, I'll hopefully be sending out some thank you cards soon. And maybe you'll get one of my butterfly ones that I have recently made. So I'm going to angle that off, maybe just cut it in a little bit, and put that like so. with some dimensionals. And then we need to add a bit of sparkle. So pink, or purple rather, would be quite nice with this. I think I've got some pink or purple that are probably retired now, but you know, we can use whatever. Oh dear, my lines are all wonky and I don't like that. Here we go. Does that annoy you when the lines aren't straight? Okay, so let's add some of these, what are they, faceted iridescent gems or something like that. So we're going to put 3 on. Let's put another big one. We'll put it over there. Love my Take Your Pick tool. Always useful, like I say, for getting those dyes out of all the bits. It's good. So this is an attachment. So it comes with the putty thing and this, which you can switch around as well. I've got 2 or maybe 3 even, because I always keep one with this on, but you can easily swap it around, which is cool. So there we go. And then I would just put a piece inside. You could stamp, let's stamp, where's a, oh, I think my butterfly stamps are in the room next door. Let me check, did I put them away? Oh no, it's here, that's good. So maybe to coordinate it all together, oh, that's got some ink on it. Let's not use that one. This one, does that fit? We are just going to stamp a butterfly in the bottom corner. And you could also do that on the envelope. So let's do something like that. Oh, that's quite dark. Here we go. Nice and inky. So sometimes I would do 2 layers on the inside, but I'm not going to add paper on the inside. Just like that is good. And it just adds a bit more support because we've got a couple of layers on the front. Just makes the back a bit thicker as well. So how about that? Pretty quick and easy. So let me show you the different colors. You can tell me what you like most. So the very first one I made was this pink melon mumbo. Then I did the peach pie and daffodil. And then we've got the purple, which is like blackberry bliss and whatever else is there. Yes, so Sheila's got this bundle. She's used it a lot. I know, it's amazing. I think it's a great bundle. Initially I was like, no, I don't need butterflies, but there's so much. And that's only using kind of this dye. And there's so many other things you could do. So remember I showed you cutting and embossing. So you could use them together or use this on its own. I would sponge it and things. I was hoping to make a card, but I ran out of time before my live because I had a class this morning. But all good. And then, yeah, there's other things as well. So let me show you some other ideas. Whoops, what is happening to my screen? Okay, so this is not a card by me, but it was part of a swap. So in the wider Stamping Up team. So that's one of the cool things with being in Stamping Up is I've got my immediate team, and then this is the team that I'm part of as well. So I did a swap with my team for those that wanted to, and this is a swap from the wider team. So Paula Reed made this one here. So she's got like the embossed background and the layers. So she's put a white card base, then pumpkin, and then white, which is quite cool. And then she has done a black butterfly, and then she's stamped in the back. I might have showed you that. So she's mixed the colors, which is quite cool. Sort of a little bit like what I did last week with my baby white technique. So yeah, so that's another way of doing it. If you look in the catalogue, you can see here they've just stamped like the little butterfly. So that's just stamping. Sorry, my screen has gone funny, just checking. But here they've cut out this one, put a window sheet and made it a shaker card. So that's pretty cool. You got a shaker card. Here's the one like this, where they have put it white on white. So obviously they'd have to do it that way. And or just emboss a separate background, and then they've sponged it, which is quite cool. And this one here is this very cool die. where it cuts along here, but it doesn't cut here and here, so you can make it like an opening. Now, I did cut one. Oh, here it is. I will show you, but I haven't decorated it or anything yet. So, and it opens like that. Isn't that cool? So you can make it like a butterfly kind of shape. So they have then put one of the die cut butterflies on, like, you know, so it's a bit smaller and things. And then something across. You obviously just have to make the head and antennas work out and things. Yeah, so are there any other ideas? Oh, there's more. Oh, here it shows you how you can do some of these techniques like sponging in the embossing folder and all sorts of things. So all sorts of lots of possibilities with this one. So I've had lots of fun, and you may like to have lots of fun with that. So any questions? Appreciate the comments from Linda and Sheila. Jocelyn, Elizabeth have joined us as well. So yeah, Jocelyn likes the purple. I think that's kind of one of my favorites with these two. They're all cool. Initially I liked the pink, but now I quite like the purple. But yeah, you saw how quick and easy it was to do. And you can, yeah, use different pattern papers without it being too busy. All right, so before I finish, just to let you know of a couple of things. So Sale-A-Bration, actually just before Sale-A-Bration, if you missed part 1, which was just last week's live, is when I showed how to do my quick stamping with the butterflies, keeping it simple initially, and then actually that was my first, and then layering it, and then adding ribbon, and then taking it a step further and doing the baby wipe technique, because there was a lot in last week's live. So if you haven't watched it, I encourage you to do so, and then you can do the baby wipe technique, which gives you that kind of multi-color look. And here's a different color combination that I did, which was boho blue and petunia pop and stuff. So that's just stamping, and then today is the same set but mostly die cutting. So all sorts of possibilities. So if you do want to order, you can order online through my online store, or contact me if you need help with that. So Sale-A-Bration is a week and a day left, nearly gone. So I'll show you the papers I used in here. So there's still some stamp sets and things available. Toadstools, I've used lots. Here's that paper that I used today, which is quite cool. There are other things on offer, a die and stamp set, but you got to spend a little bit more. And of course, the joining offer, a week left to go. If you've been wondering about joining, there's lots of benefits of joining. Just obviously you get a discount and things, but it's, you know, more than that. It's the community, the people, getting to see things early, special events and stuff. Now, I'm actually going to go into that more detail on Sunday evening for a special live. I'm joined by a Stampin' Up friend that I've met through Stampin' Up, who's based in Australia, and we're going to do a little live on Sunday night at 8 p.m. And we're going to share about some of the unexpected perks of being a demonstrator. So we'd love for you to join us. If you can't be live, then obviously you can watch the recording later. But if you join up during Sale-A-Bration, obviously there are additional bonuses, which are always good. And then these are the items that have been added in February to Sale-A-Bration. And there is your, I know it's a little hard to see, the butterfly stamp set that you can get as part of an order. I think this one is now sold out, the dies, or out of stock. But there's punches and ribbons and other things too. So lots of goodies. So if you've got a wish list, if you can afford it this month, get in there before the end of the month, because then you can get some freebies too. All right. Any questions? So Sheila said she has one Take Your Pick tool but needs another. Yeah, they are really, really good. Okay, I need to move my machine off the floor so I can come back to my other table. Will it be on YouTube? Yes. So my Sunday night will be on Facebook and YouTube, all going well. We had a kind of practice, because obviously there's two of us from different locations coming together. So we tried it out last night, and you know, like today with technical issues and things, we had to iron out a few issues. So hopefully all going well, it will work on Sunday night, and it will be on at 8 p.m. New Zealand time. So Facebook and YouTube. So that will be cool. And it won't be too long. It'll be similar to this, like half an hour, something like that. And then if you obviously want to know more, we can go into more details later. So I'm really looking forward to that because I love what I do. I love being a demonstrator. I've done this now for 12 and a half, nearly 13 years. And yeah, it's more than I ever imagined. And I love being able to, share with you guys. Obviously, everybody's journey is different in what we do, and you don't have to do all the things that I do, like lives and classes and stuff. But I will go into more detail on Sunday. Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you liked today's cards and you've seen lots of ideas with this butterflies. And of course, use the same layout with your own dies. Maybe you don't have a butterfly, but you've got other die cut images or something else you can put together, and you can use the sort of designer series paper in the background, and then a die cut piece on the front. So if you make something, I'd love to see what you make too. All right, sorry for the late start, but we got there in the end. We got sound, which is always important. Can't really do a live without sound. So thank you for joining me today. If you're not in my newsletter, I encourage you to sign up. You'll be kept up to date with all that's happening. Really appreciate you. Thank you for all your support and watching me here, following me on Facebook, my newsletters, ordering through me, all those things, coming to classes. I'm very grateful. So enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you again soon.